Welcome to Mangotsfield presentation evening. I'm on the time apparently, so I'm just going to put my watch down there. Sorry. I'm going to talk about the season briefly, to be quite honest. Like, we've had our highs and our lows. We'll forget about the lows, but we'll just talk about the highs. In fairness, some decent performances on a couple of occasions. I thought down at Winchester we won 2-0. Cracking performance down there. I think Ben Withy was outstanding that day, and it was nice to see his mum turn up as well in her hot pants. That was a bit of a bonus, in fairness, so that was good. So that was a bit of a plus on that day. And I thought another cracking performance was down at Bideford, where we won 1-0. Great performance all round, so it was really good for us, like, you know. What can I say about the season? To be honest, we've 70 points. Fair play to Boris. It's the highest we've been for 7 years. So fair play to Boris and you boys as well. We didn't make the playoffs, but at the end of the day, we were 20 odd points more than we had last season. So it's got to be going in the right direction. So fair play to that. So that's a real high for me as far as Boris is concerned and the boys. So fair play to you. Again, a few little different things like during the course of the season, but for me, obviously for 70 points and just missing out, but for Lewis Powell scoring 100 goals this season, you know, for the season. So that was another real high for me. Like, as I said, like, we're not going to talk about the lows. Getting barred 6-1 year and 5-1 year, that's nothing, is it? But fair play to Barry. He's brought a squad together, young side, very young side this year. As I said, with Liam, Ben, a few of the other boys, Joe Hillard as well, like, done really well, Mitch, some decent boys, and considering we've had some really bad injuries as well, to George and obviously to Notty, I think, like, you know, we've done really well this season, and I just think it's encouraging for next season. So you know, fair play to you boys. So as I said, like, you know, the club only runs behind with people who do all the help behind the scenes. So I'd just like to thank quite a few people. Really, we've got a list. Well, I did have a list. So I'd just like to say thank you to my good lady for doing her little bit behind the scenes, because she didn't let me do her bits and pieces. So I'm going to say to Frank, who gets
I don't want to kiss you. Thank you very much.
Oh, on the lips as well. No touch. We've raised some unbelievable money in the kitchen this year. So as far as our Sue's concerned, she's done a great job in there. Like, you know, and we've actually hit some decent money in the kitchen, and the curry and chips and so on. So to our Sue, can you bring? And also for Kerr looks after the hospitality as far as the directors and for the opposition and so on and so forth, make them feel comfortable, and the referees. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, am I doing on time? Am I doing all right on time? As we all know, like, you know, it's just, the club runs on so many different things. Like, I don't think Pam's here today, so, you know, Pam, she watches the kit and gets everything sorted out. I don't think she's here tonight, so at the moment, but we've got some wine for herself. As far as the bar is concerned, young Sheriff, so if you want to come up and pick a bouquet up, Sheriff, for yourself. That's you, Sheriff. Oh, she's proper. Sorry. So, as far as I'm concerned now, I'm just going to pass over to Scotty now, in actual fact, because he's going to do a little bit as well. So, if I could just do yeah, 4 minutes, 10 seconds. That was a lot longer than that. We had a bit of a blip there, but we're all right now. Just one minute.
Right, to be fair, from the players, we just want to say a few thank yous. You probably don't see a lot what goes on behind closed doors, but between like Molly and Kieran, they've done wonders, to be fair. They've helped us out loads. George with a broken leg and getting back, do you know what I mean, within a year is fucking, excuse French, he's pretty good, so so just a little thank you from the lads. Molly and Kieran, please. And lads, come on then, come on. These two people now, they do so much that nobody sees. They're the first one in the change rooms. They're the last ones out. They pick up balls from Gloucester, from Liam's shooting. They're everywhere.
Where from, Scott? Where?
Gloucester. They're from miles away. And to be fair, like you said, they're picking up dirty kit. They're washing bottles. They keep the lads taking over, and without them two, I don't think the lads would enjoy it as much. And Tara Housey, I would say, I take my hat off every week to you. You do so much for the players. And you do so much, right? Thank you very much, right?
Thank you, lads.
Strike a light, that was all right, yeah. I'm going to introduce you to Bar now, first team manager, so he's going to present the award. Sorry? Oh, sorry, Boris, is it? Sorry. Is it the first team manager? Sorry. It's the only manager we got. Okay. Quiet on that table. Okay. Okay, firstly, I just want to say a few words. I'm going to start with my staff, and without going over what's already been said, I think the medical team of Molly and Kieran has been fantastic. It's gone up, not one, but about 3 or 4 notches, and I think Scott's already alluded to it, but they've come in and they've seen players when we haven't had training. They've seen them on different nights, both Kieran and Molly, and sorted the players out. I think they've been fantastic. It's gone up a notch, and I'm sure they're going to do that in the years to come. So well done to those two. To Terry and Housey, they've been fantastic as well. I think Scott said it. Scott did say it all. You know, it was a bonus really for me this season, because Housey normally comes in when I'm doing a team talk about 35 times a season. We got it down to 7 this season, so that was good. If we can get it down to 3 or 4 for next season, then happy days on that. But no, thank you to the pair of you. It's a thankless job, and I know that 2 of my old clubs, Bristol Rovers, have just been struggling to get a new one, which they've just got, and Forest Green have also struggled to get one as well this season. So well done to you too. Jack Harris, obviously not here tonight. There's a family issue with that.
hope everything's okay there. Obviously, we had the problem with him being injured from just before Christmas. He struggled at first when he came in, and he was stood away from the boys, and he had to speak to the lads. But I think after a month or so, he really did really well. Had to come out some good points to me when Oggy was playing, and definitely for the future, doing that in years to come. But we do want him playing next season, and that he's well aware of. So well done to Jack. Also, Oggy, he's retiring, so say. I think I've known him a few years. We did have there was problems last year, being totally honest about it. We all knew that, but I think his performances this season and his discipline was brilliant this season. He didn't get sent off, which is a bonus, and he done really well. Yes, sometimes he told a few players a few home truths and all that, but he was a winner. He wanted to be a winner again. And I think if you look at his career in non-league, there are not many pro footballers that come out of the game, go to the non-league level where you're playing against players who haven't played that level. And he's done well at Bath, he's done well at Gloucester, and he's done well here, and he's improved every club he's been at. So well done to Oggy. For the season, I think I don't want to stand here and have to justify what we've done, because I've done that in the papers the last few weeks. But if you look at, I've had a look at the tables from the last 3 years. Evesham have got less points every year. Swindon have been up and down and got less points. Taunton, which I think cost them getting promoted, have got less points. I know they had the 3 deducted, but I think that's cost them promotion because they got less points. Bishop Cleeve, who everyone's have improved over the last couple of years, they've sort of stood still, and a lot of clubs have stood still. We got 67 points a couple of years ago with a great finish. Last year, when we were having the change, we got 48, and this year we've got 70, which is 22 more points. That is the most in the league. Tiverton came 8th the year before, and I told the lads that on the final day of the season. Tiverton came in the same position as us. They got 3 more points, 73, than we did. Bearing in mind we gave the lads a little run out towards the end of the season. And this year they got 18 more points, I think it was, and they got promoted. And that is basically, in a nutshell, what we got to do next season. We got 70 points. We got to get 80 plus if we want to get into the playoffs, which is where we all want to be. And to the players, we've had our moments, all of us. We have had our moments this season, but you were generally disappointed. A couple of things that happened. You were generally disappointed after the Salisbury game, because that was the penultimate week of the season, and that's what cost you. Okay, but your attitude was brilliant, really, all season. Training, there was, I think, the worst training session. There was 12 there, and that hadn't happened before. Most weeks it was 15, 16, and there were players out coming in for treatment. So well done to you lot. Thanks for that. It has been emotional this season, and it has been hard, but hopefully we can all learn from that going forward. So well done to the players. When I was playing at Rovers, Mangotsfield was the team to be at. Tomos was playing, Dean Radfords, people like that. There was players like that playing. When I first came to Bristol, we actually got beat Rovers. There was someone called Steve Foster playing. Players like that. Steve Tallboys, who I know well. Steve Owen. There was players like that. You are the best team in Bristol. If you stay like that the next couple of years and improve, there's only one way to go, and that's that. I think I've just got to come on to the awards, haven't I?
Yeah.
Okay. With the three,
could you just mention about the 3rd best away record this season?
Oh, I don't look at things like that.
Oh, do you not? Oh,
right. Okay.
All right, fair enough.
Right, okay. Well, yeah. Go on, Bob, you tell it.
No, I forgot that in my speech.
Go on, then, you tell it.
No, you can't have it on there.
Can I not add it on now because...
No, you can't.
No, I just thought, like, you know, everybody says about, you know, where we are, this, that, and the other, but when you consider, like, you know, we've won 12 games away from home this year. We're the third best away side in the country. Carried away here now, really. In our level, like, you know, it's only Tibby and obviously Hereford who went up, were better than us. So I think, like, you know, the boys got to be well pleased with that, like, you know.
I think when I did it, when I did this last year, I was a little bit unfair. I was a bit unprepared for it. But I think most of the awards basically have been spread out with 3 different players, and obviously I had to make my decision with my player, but I wouldn't disagree with any of the 3 that have got it because they were all in my thoughts. So well done, and there are a couple that maybe were a little bit unlucky not to get something as well. So I don't know what order you wanted me to do it in.
Yeah, but his glasses on.
Supporters, okay.
Always do as I'm told. Did you notice that?
That's that.
Okay, like I said, I wouldn't disagree with any of the 3 awards that are being given out tonight. So the first one is the Supporters Player of the Year. I think when players get this award and all that, it's obviously great because that means that supporters who have been watching you every week are giving you it. With young lads, they struggle over the years, and they're very inconsistent. Okay, but hopefully we can benefit from that with the youngsters we've got in the team. And I think this is well deserved, and he was in my thoughts for my player. But the Supporters Player of the Year is Liam Manel. This is the one that all the players want to get. It's the player's player. Now, there's no doubt this season we have had our moments, me and this player. But if we didn't have the goals that he scored for the club, we would be in the position we are. Okay. He's a fantastic goal scorer. I like to think myself as a bit of a goal scorer, but his goals, they speak for themselves. He got his 100th goal this season, so congratulations to Lewis Patrick. Final one, and this is the manager's player of the year. For this one, you look for everything from training to what they're like in games, what they're like when we're losing, what we're like when we're winning. If they get dropped, how do they react? Everything like that. I used to have a player who never got this award, called Matty Rose of Gloucester, and a few lads will know of him. And all I can say is this is the type of bloke that you want in the trenches with you when you're losing the game, when things ain't going right. He's been a new signing this season, and he's been a great signing, and that is Tom. That's it for the evening. Hopefully stay and have a couple of beers, and I know you're all going out. Have a good night tonight, and well done for the season.
Thank you.